This is always going to be a big deal. I also don't understand, though, Stephen A. Why in the hell would they line up under their basket? That's the point that's confusing for me. If it was their ball, we all know how basketball works coming out of a situation like that. You're still running to take the ball out underneath Golden State's bucket. So I'm confused. It's almost, as much as Mark Cuban is saying this is a referee, making a horrible mistake, I put a lot of that on the players. Why are all the players down underneath their basket when the ball obviously was on the opposite side of the baseline? So if anybody should know this game is, even if you think it's your ball, you go to take the ball out. There's no reasoning behind why all 5 players for Dallas were underneath their bucket.
Well, I will say this. The reality of the situation is that Mark Cuban is not wrong with what he said. It was an error on the officials from the standpoint that you're supposed to, you did say it was Mavs ball. And then obviously you changed and you didn't notify the team. That's an officiating mistake. No way to, as far as I'm concerned, Mark Cuban is right about that. But where he's wrong is when he's acting like this determined the outcome of the game. Yeah, in hindsight, you could look back and say, well, we lost the game by 2 points. I don't want to hear that. You had a full quarter and plus, a full quarter plus to address the situation on the basketball court, okay? It's only 2 points. Like, for example, officials miss calls sometimes. They make mistakes sometimes. I don't recall a single game that I have ever watched where the officiating crew has been absolutely positively flawless. They're not flawless. The players are not flawless. Mistakes happen on both sides. We get all of that. But in the end, this came down to their inability to stop Steph Curry. On one play, Steph Curry went into the lane, and the lane was as wide as Broadway on a Sunday morning at about 7 o'clock when nobody's out. There was no resistance there for Steph Curry's to impede Steph Curry's layup whatsoever. The Dallas Mavericks have to look at themselves. You've lost 5 of your last 7 games, okay? You're fading into the play-in, all right? Kyrie didn't play yesterday. Luka did. This bottom line is this doesn't determine the outcome.
For 1 second, I just want to make sure we get it correct. So the officials made the right call.
Yes.
Yes, the officials made the right call. It was the announcer in the arena that made the wrong call.
I apologize.
I just want to make sure we have that.
You see the official point towards Golden State ball.
So officials got it right.
Here.
Announcer in the arena got it wrong.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
That's right. The announcer, my apologies. The announcer, the announcer in the arena got the call wrong. But what I'm saying is that Mark Cuban, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was the third quarter. It was a basket. It's the equivalent of it's literally the equivalent of an official missing a call, and because of that assisted you getting a basket. You might not have gotten fouled, and you got called for foul and won, for crying out loud. So what? The bottom line is you lost the game by 2 points. You had it. You were in a position to win the game. You couldn't stop Steph Curry when it really, really counted. That's what this comes down to. And if you're Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks, to make this big of a deal out of that call really, really crystallizes how desperate you must be in this particular situation, to point to that as the reason that the outcome was what it ended up being.
I'm okay with the Dallas Mavericks being desperate. I'm okay. There's a lot on the line. There is, what will Kyrie Irving do in free agency? What is the narrative going to be around? Can Luka play next to another superstar? They were originally at the 6th seed. Now this has them tied for the 9th seed. So there's a lot on the line here when you have several teams that are engaged within 1.5, 2 games in the playoff race, the difference between 6 and 11 or 12. So I understand the desperation and the sense of urgency around the matter. But the one issue I have a little bit with it is, let Jason Kidd be that person. It's one of the things sometimes, I love Mark Cuban as a person. I love him as an owner. I think he's passionate about his players. But, why the hell is Mark Cuban at the desk discussing, at the booth, on the floor, discussing what the play is, looking at the monitors, making it extra, Stephen A?
Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports here. Let's talk a little basketball. That's all we do, talk basketball. So here we go. Dallas Mavericks faced the Golden State Warriors last night, and there's a bit of a controversy going on because apparently it was supposed to be Dallas's ball, according to Dallas, And then all of a sudden, this is according to Mark Cuban, and then all of a sudden they changed it during a timeout and it became Golden State ball. So as you saw in the video, there was no defenders against Golden State, and Golden State got an easy 2 points. Now the final score was 127 to 125. So why is this a big issue, right? It's a big issue obviously because Dallas lost, but it's also a bigger issue because Dallas is number 9th in the playoff hunt. So right now they are currently in the play-in tournament. They're tied with OKC, the Lakers, at 36 wins. Now, if OKC wins against the Clippers tonight, which could be the case because they beat them last time, and Paul George is out, Norman Powell is out. So unless Ty Lue sprinkles some magic on this team, OKC will win tonight. Therefore, they will widen the gap between them and Dallas. And if the Lakers beat the OKC Thunder tomorrow night, because they're playing it back-to-back, then the Lakers will surpass Dallas if Dallas doesn't win their next game. So this is a huge deal, especially considering the fact that they're fighting for their playoff lives pretty much. So the deal here is now they filed a formal protest with the NBA, and the NBA has 5 days. So this was last night. The NBA has 5 days to make a decision, and Dallas has to provide evidence of the fact that this was a bad call. Now, I don't know how they're going to provide evidence, because unless they pull up video saying, or the ref is pretty much saying, okay, it's Dallas's ball or something like that. Like I didn't see that, but you never know. There's hundreds of cameras everywhere. So if Dallas provides that evidence, and if the ref said it was Dallas's ball, so if that happens, then I don't know if this game is going to get overturned. I doubt it, because this is a huge deal, because this could potentially go in Dallas's favor, but then again, you never know what's going to happen. The last time this kind of thing happened was 2008. So I don't think they have the sufficient evidence to provide, the NBA saying that, oh, it was Dallas's ball, and then all of a sudden they changed it during the timeout. I don't understand what's going on, but I don't think it's getting overturned at all. I don't think anything's going to happen. And Mark Cuban, he's filing a formal protest, which he did. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I got to agree with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith said, okay, well, I get it. You guys filed a protest for the 2 points in the third quarter, but you had the entire fourth quarter to rectify that, because it was only 2 points and they couldn't get the job done. So now it's a matter of, Dallas trying to climb out of the play-in tournament and get into the playoff hunt. The good thing with Dallas is Clippers lost Paul George. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying it's good for the Dallas Mavericks, because if Clippers slide, Dallas can climb back up. So we don't know what's going to happen with this protest. And at the end of the day, Dallas had a chance to actually beat the Golden State Warriors, but they never did. So leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think about this play, because I was kind of left shaking my head, scratching my head, saying, what the hell is going on? And then all of a sudden on Twitter, it started blowing up that, it's kind of like, okay, they filed a protest. They need sufficient evidence. I have no idea what's happening, but there you have it. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me if Dallas Mavericks will win this protest and will it get overturned. I doubt it, but you never know. Leave a comment in the comment section. As always, this is Jag from Jaggy Sports.